My name is Taylor, and welcome to Real Estate Remarks, where we break down your frequently asked questions, no matter how big, no matter how small, including what is a realtor or real estate agent? What do they do? Well, the two terms are kind of independent. Where I work, and this may be viewed in other places, a real estate agent is somebody with a real estate license, or they'd actually be called an associate. And somebody who is a realtor is actually affiliated with a realtors association. So it's an affiliation that requires a license as well as a license. And what do? Well, we help. That's the basis of the job, is that we help understand situations that are complex and help people go through transactions that are complex. Like when you take a look at the things that most people buy, televisions and cars, those are kind of stepped forward and there isn't as many parties involved. But when you look at somebody who's a buyer in real estate, well, they often have a realtor. There's somebody representing them as far as the mortgage goes. So they have a lender. They've also got a home inspector and a lawyer. It starts to get busy, especially considering the seller often has kind of the similar team. So this becomes out of most people's reach to learn in the time constraints they have. Because often when somebody does decide to buy a property or sell a property, it might be thought about for months, but the action is actually faster than most people think. So they could run into a property and suddenly be faced with a very difficult exam. And what I mean by that is that the purchase agreement is only a few pages. You could easily search on Google what to put in each field-ish. But when there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, it may not seem as easy. Like picture a 2x4 laying on the ground. Most people could walk along it. However, if you take the same 2x4 doing the same activity and put it between two 6-foot ladders, all of a sudden the ball game's different. And that's the same thing when it comes to real estate, because before you complete these purchase agreements, there's questions, there's market research, and that's a big part of our job, is not only understanding those things, but understanding what your perception might be so that we can correctly answer your questions. What the goal is to help you purchase a property for fair market value or better by using negotiation tactics and helping you understand the process in a way where you could reveal what a win looks like to you. But in the same essence, we also want to make sure that you're able to comply with that agreement and that everything is going to happen in a way that completes safely. And that means that you're in your new property, the dust has settled, and things can progress from there. However, when we talk about what's required of agents, we're talking about the bare minimum. This is often based on regulatory boards, and the minimum really is the same as cars. If you have a license, you can drive, but does that make you a good driver? So there are a significant difference in experience and approach when it comes to many different agents, and we always recommend interviewing 3. Talk to them about the process you're about to take part in. If you're a buyer, then you may go and see properties, so you're going to want to know what their availability is. You're also going to maybe want to understand a little bit about what they see when they look at a property, so reviewing a listing with them might make sense. But the big thing is are you comfortable? When they answer your questions, do you feel as though they can go 3 questions deep? Those things are only going to be revealed if you have enough context. So by interviewing any 3, you're going to end up with below average, average, and above average, just in the 3 that you interviewed. So that could give you a better chance of not ending up with that less desirable situation, because it could be that that's a very capable agent that's just not a good fit when it comes to communication style. There's a few elements that we want to make sure that everybody gets covered off on when they go through these processes, but it takes a team. And what I mean by that is one of the key elements to delivering 5-star experiences for agents is to be able to coordinate with the other experts it takes to buy a property safely. Those home inspectors, those lawyers, the other experts that may be called in specific for properties. These are part of maintaining a network, and it's just like the other agents in the marketplace. A lot of real estate happens off the MLS system, and the more tied in an agent is, the better that they will do. I also find that working with a brand like RE/MAX gives me an international network where I can get more information, help people transfer from one location to the other, and also be tied into a group of top performers that exchange best practices. That's just a little bit of an insight into what a realtor does or a real estate agent and what that is. I hope that information was enough to kind of get you started, but if you want more information on your situation, you can definitely reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. Because my name is Taylor, this is HACK&Co at RE/MAX River City, and we call this segment Real Estate Remarkables, and we're glad that you've joined us. Cheers.